In a world of scaredy cats, boring pet businesses and unruly pooches, one top dog is on a mission to shake things up. He's transformed himself from a lone wolf who couldn't control a couple of chihuahuas into the UK's leading and most respected pack leader. If you're a dog walker, dog trainer, or dog groomer, then the Poodle to Pitbull Pet Business Podcast will help you stand out from the competition so you can make more money with less stress and fewer headaches. Here's your host, Dominic Hodgson.
Hello, me bonny bands, and welcome to the Poodle to Pitbull Pet Business Podcast.
Who's that?
With me, Dom Hodgson, and my very good friend, Alex the Video Guy Wardle.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm all right, Alex. How are you?
I'm pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
We're having like a balmy old day today, isn't it? It's it turned chilly, and then I got the fire on. I ordered some logs, and the sun hath arrived.
It has indeed, yeah. It's warmed right up, but I think this is probably the last we'll get, isn't it?
I think it is, because we are, the year's rolling towards the end of it, and which means I am not going to be enjoying what's been my favourite pastime lately.
Is this being on your bike?
Yes, being on my bike,
bike ride,
So
yeah.
I bought a bike. I wanted to start moving, Alex. I was sick of being a tubby fat ass, and
I know the feel.
and yeah, I've sort of been thinking about doing something, and obviously I'm not walking as much now because I'm writing and producing stuff, so I'm not doing as much dog walking these days.
Yeah,
haven't for a few years really. So something had to be done, and I used to enjoy riding a bike. I quite like watching bike riding and stuff as well, but obviously you don't lose any weight just watching it on the telly.
If only, God.
So I wanted something where I could kind of ease my way into this, and this. Well, I'll talk about Phil in a minute. But anyway, so I went and just bought a bike randomly. Had this old tatty thing, and eventually conked out, and went and bought the bike, and got out on it straight away, and really started to quite enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Done some big rides. Who were misses, and, getting up to 45 mile.
Yeah.
Which
I remember when you first did that now, and you had a photograph and you were in Hartlepool or something.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's really good.
God.
I was really enjoyable. I was really knackered, obviously, as well. It took me 4.5 hours or something, but I stopped for a sausage lot on the way around. Not even joking. That was to prevent the bonk, though, Alex.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, got started with that. But now the weather's turning. It's much harder to ride your bike in the wind.
Oh, yeah.
And the rain, So took the next big step, for me anyway, which was joining the gym.
Yeah.
Joined the local one. Alex has been going there for a while. My eldest son. And it's just up at Silksworth. And so, yeah, joined the gym. And I've been putting it off for a long time, to be honest with you, Phil Agostino. I'm in his Facebook group. Started to read his, finished it now, the book, Lose the Flab Fast.
Yeah. Really
good book. And sort of realised that, you realise that you don't really know anything, do you?
Mm-hmm.
So you think, so for me, I would consider dieting and to be, in the past I would have considered the best way to lose weight would be to go running and eat less food, But really it isn't about that. That probably can work, but the running makes my knees hurt, and not eating food makes me pissed off and miserable, and hungry. And as Phil explains in the book, it's about eating obviously you have to eat less calories overall, but it's about eating the right things,
Yeah.
And often it's about eating more than what you were before of proteins and all this kind of thing. And so this was all a big education for me. I didn't really know any of this at all, apart from sort of ad hoc conversations that I've had with Phil over the last couple of years. So the best way really, to lose weight is to gain muscle, and to lift basically, lifting weights. And even we talk a lot about confidence and stuff, don't we? and I project this image of being like bulletproof and stuff when it comes to confidence, and for the most part I am, probably to my detriment, but certainly with this, like it was difficult for me, do you know, it was difficult for me to like walk into the gym, you know, to sign up for it, because it's like
an arena, isn't it?
Totally, yeah.
It's like when you walk in, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and there's like, you know, a good mix of people there doing lots of different things, but intimidating for sure, you know, somewhere new like that. And I kind of went in thinking, because I used to do like a bit of weights. I'm going way back now, like 20 years ago. There was this old gym in Sunderland called Arthur's Gym, right? Mm-hmm. And me and my best mate Chris used to go there from when we were about 15, and it was a bouncer's gym basically,
right?
And it was a proper like rough, cronky type place. And what the funny thing was, we were quite keen on it actually. I used to buy Muscle & Fitness and all this magazines and stuff when I was little. And anyway, but I had quite a skinny, what's the word?
Like physique, like
yeah,
build.
Physique, yeah. And Chris, my friend, he was naturally quite muscly. So we both went and we both did like exactly the same thing. And he got bigger and I got thinner.
Oh dear.
Fucking hell. Hey, how times have changed. What I wouldn't give for that to happen now. But anyway, so that was like the memories of that. But it was all free weights, you know, and big muscly guys and stuff. And this obviously, there's a lot more machines these days, isn't there? You know, there's still free weights obviously as well, but a lot more machines. Which I'll be quite honest with you, I didn't know how to use.
No.
So I spent the first like 10 minutes just like wandering around sipping a bottle of water, like pretending I was thinking about something, and secretly watching people on the machines. And anyway, I messaged Phil about this and told him that I joined. And he said, obviously, you know, book an induction. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, don't be an idiot. Book an induction. Get somebody to show you. So that's what I did. And sure enough, you know, once I'd been shown what to do, it wasn't any easier. I still feel as weak as a kitten for now, but at least I knew what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? And you feel safe, you feel more confident and stuff, you know? And there isn't really any substitute, is there, for like having your hand held like that, you know, especially when you're at a stage where really you could bolt, couldn't you? You know what I mean? You're at the stage where you could literally just like think, fuck this, I'm out of here, and like never go back and think, Jesus, you know, I'd rather be fat. Do you know what I mean? Than like have to put up with that again. So yes, it's been an experience to me, you know, as I haven't kind of pushed myself out of my comfort zone like that. And now what I've done now is the cycling, with my sister's wedding and stuff, the cycling kind of dropped off for a week, and then I got a flat tyre when I was out, which pissed me off no end. The first one. Okay. So I didn't ride for about a week, 10 days. Just my first one the other day. But I'm kind of mixing up. So even though I love the cycling, as fucking sad as it might sound, I quite like going out and riding for like 4 or 5 hours, you know? Ooh, we're misses once again. You're missing these, Alex.
I know I need to be switched on.
It must be getting late.
It must be.
You know, I quite like it, you know, and it's enjoyable for me anyway. But with the weather changing, I'm going to like mix it up a bit now. You know, I'm going to do maybe a couple of times at the week, gym, and then just a couple of times on the bike, or maybe one big ride. Yeah. Who are misses? He's fucking not with it today. Per week, you know? And then that way we'll be ticking all the boxes. And I'll be I'm going to get to my goal a lot faster doing it that way than I am just riding the bike kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so what's been your experiences of exercise lately?
Kind of similar, not with the bike riding, but I've started doing more. I have started running more often.
Good lad.
Although I found exactly the same thing as you in that
it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard, yeah. It sucks. If it's
so bad.
Yeah. If there was, to be fair, I did run in the rain like a couple of times and it didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. That was when I was in like a momentum kind of thing. Yeah. Where I'd been out on a run like 3 times in the 1 week, and then the same the next week, and then. So when it pissed down, it was like, well, I have to run today anyway. Yeah. Like, this is when I've said I'm going to do it, so I'm just going to do it. And it was fine anyway, you know, it wasn't too bad. But I have been conscious of it, like, you know, once it starts snowing and shit like that and it gets really cold, then I'm probably going to have something else. I've done have you ever done high intensity interval training? You know, the HIIT training stuff?
Yeah, what doing exactly?
So there's a cool channel on YouTube called Fitness Blender where they have like workouts between like 15 minutes to an hour and stuff.
See.
And it's stuff that you can do at home. So you kind of feel a bit weird. It's a bit. You hope that kind of no one's caught eye through the window sort of thing, because you just kind of stood on the spot doing like weird movements like really really quickly for 20 seconds and then like, you relax for a bit. But they're really good. And I properly felt the burn the other day. So that's when you know it's good. But yeah, like I had a similar kind of experience with the gym. I went to my local one in Chesley Street, and it was kind of similar. It was like it was fine. It was okay, but it wasn't a particularly nice gym. It was a bit sort of run down and stuff, and yeah, I only liked going first thing on a morning when like no one else was there, and if I didn't make that time, then I wouldn't go at all. So it didn't kind of work out, but. I guess the moral of the story is you need to find something you can stick to, really, don't you?
Yes, very good point. Very good point. Yeah. And that's what Phil said to me, because we did a he came in the PBIC and did a chat with us, and he kind of suggested that, you know, he said, you know, if you think bike riding is going to be the way to get you moving, then use that to get you moving. You know what I mean? To anything's better than nothing. We talked about a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, about momentum, you know, and getting some kind of momentum, you know, and so that's what I did. And sure enough, you know, as with anything, once you start taking more interest in it, and I start to read a bit more, and you say, oh, do you know what, like, I'm never going to be like Muscleman 3000, but like, I don't really want to be, but at the same time, if lifting weights is the best way to like build a bit of muscle and lose a bit of fat, then fucking why don't I just do that?
Yeah.
You know? And obviously there are lots of business analogies you could pull from that, isn't it? You know, you got to do stuff that works.
Yes.
But like,
might not be pretty or anything, but
yeah,
if it
exactly.
Works,
you know,
works.
it might not be necessarily what you want to do, but if you want the results, you'll do whatever it takes, won't you? So so I think what I wanted to kind of, the point I wanted to make from the whole thing was how hard it was at first, difficult it was for me at first to even like mention it to Beth and stuff, you know, and say like, oh, I'm going to join, I think about joining the gym, and then to go and to do, you know, to sign the papers and then, you know, commit to the monthly installments, even though it wasn't not the financial thing, but just like, oh fucking hell, once I've paid, I'm gonna feel like I have to go then, you know. So and then walking through the door and you know, then sort of looking around to walk about again, and then booking the induction, you know, and just having your hand held like that has been very beneficial. And having Phil as a friend and reading his book and stuff, you know, these are like experts, do you know what I mean? These like, you can't fail. You know what I mean? You can't fail to, all things being equal, you can't fail to move forward because these people kind of, they know what they're doing, you know? And I've been very lucky since I started my business to have that happen to me a few times, you know, first of all with the dog training, been in a position where I didn't know anything, much, well, anything. And then, you know, coming across John and Dave and, you know, carrying on my dog training education with Dave, and really, you know, like saved me like years and years of messing about and frustration, I think, you know, that I would have had if I'd gone through some of the associations that I see these days who would, you know, they don't do things the easiest way, shall we say? Do you know what I mean? They don't teach things the easiest way, and they're very into theory and all this kind of thing. And it's practical stuff's what I'm interested in. What can help me fix things now? And then the same with the marketing, you know. So the marketing, going with Veronica and then John and, you know, Dan Meredith, people like this, and following Ben Settle and all, you know, all this. Dan Kennedy, you know, my good friend, and you know, like all this kind of thing is. It's meant I've been able to move forward much faster, you know. So my business was able to go from no business to fairly big business, certainly for the amount of clients that I had, the amount of money that I was earning. And then the same with the other side of it, you know, book online memberships, another book on the way, did it, you know, like I've been able to do all that because I've invested and I've got help from people who have done all this kind of thing before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and who know the sort of practical steps to take.
Yeah, there's no substitute for, you know, saying to someone that if you want to find out how somebody's doing something, to just go up to them and say, do you know what, like you're doing what I want to do, and like, can I pay you to tell me how to do it, please? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
why wouldn't you want to do that? But it's amazing how many people don't. We recently, talking about my dog training education, I recently opened the Pro Dog Walkers Academy again, you know? So this was a course that I put together basically to help dog walkers to be able to do the kind of things that I've done in my business, you know?
Yeah.
Run, really safe, really stimulating, high security dog walks, you know? Group walks, solo walks, walks that the clients are going to be prepared to pay more than what they would pay anybody else for, you know, and know that their dog's going to be super safe and stuff, you know? So all the stuff that I learned from John and Dave, perfected and practiced it over a couple of years in my own business, and then we've rolled it out like as a product, you know, and the people are loving it in there, you know what I mean? It's like a refreshing, you know what I mean? It's like a breath of fresh air, and it's giving them the stuff that they can do like straight away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I think it's finding sort of, I don't know what the whole point of this whole thing is, whether it's just finding somebody who can hold your hand, I think, if that's what you need at that time, you know, which we usually do need if you're doing something that's pushing you out your comfort zone and going to force you to learn new skills.
Yeah, and I think similarly to the exercise thing, you know, because most of us know what we need, like you said right at the start, most of us know what we need to do, you know, for example, to get fitter and healthier. It's like eat less food and move around more. And like that's kind of it really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the sort of nitty gritty and the best way to do that, the most efficient way and the way that you're going to be able to stick to and obviously not injure yourself and that kind of thing, then, you know, even though you know the fundamental thing you need to do, it, like you say, it's probably going to make sense if you can find someone who's an expert, who's a specialist, to run you through the exact process that's kind of, maybe it's even tailored for you, you know, and the kind of things that you enjoy and your own physical, you know, state and stuff like that. And like you say, the same applies to the marketing. Most of us know that we probably should be doing more marketing, and we should be doing more of a marketing that actually drives the sort of results rather than the wishy-washy stuff on Facebook and all the rest of it. But it is complicated. It can be as complicated as, you know, pro weightlifters and people, you know, they would all argue that it's not just a case of picking up a heavy thing, is it? It's like it's a very involved process, and they train for hours and end, and they study it and the nutrition side of it and stuff. It's just like, it blows my mind. And I imagine that's how a lot of people feel about sort of growing and marketing their business as well. It's like they kind of know what to do, but when it comes to the specifics and the what works and what doesn't work and what's worth the time and what maybe isn't, 80-20 and all that kind of stuff, it's difficult to kind of find the way through it, maybe.
It is, yeah, and I think I like what you said there about you know, going like we know we need to eat less and we know we need to move more, and but obviously the other end of the extreme is you professional bodybuilder or whatever, or your professional athlete who has to know about everything else, you know, all the other processes. But for you to just kind of like, for you to like drastically change your results, you don't need to go to that extreme, but even just moving a little bit of a way, you know. So even like me, I knew that if I moved more and ate less, I would do it, you know. But I thought that running was the best way to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And, you know, not eating anything until lunchtime, and then, you know what I mean, just having like a bit of cracker or something, and then like having like my supper was going to be like the way to go, you know what I mean? But actually it's not. It's about eat throughout the days and keep your metabolism going, lots of protein, all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? To help you to grow and to lose weight at the same time, you know? But I haven't had to go, do you know what I mean? I haven't had to learn, I haven't had to like do like a doctorate in physiology or nutrition to do that. It's just like a little bit more knowledge, do you know what I mean? Like, can be really powerful to help you to do that, you know? In the break that we had, I just did a breakthrough call, you know, with somebody, and it was at the very start of her business, done a few things right, done quite a few things wrong, you know what I mean, as regards looking around what everybody else is doing and copying, you know, positioning herself right slap bang in the middle of that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, half an hour on the phone, and we're able to come up with a little plan of action, 3 or 4 steps of things, which if she does them, which I've no doubt that she will we can't guarantee this, but should drastically move the business forward, from where she is now, and are going to result in a much happier business owner who's earning more money and attracting better clients and all this kind of thing, And I didn't have to sit down with her for a full day, you know what I mean? I didn't have to. It was just a simple case of, right, these are the things that we need to do now. These are the simple steps that you need to do now. Like, simple to me, simple to her, difficult for her probably to push her out of the comfort zone a bit, but do you know what I mean? This is, you don't have to, the answer to unlock and move you past your stumbling block with your fitness or your marketing or whatever, your business, whatever the hell it is, it's often not as hard as what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, totally. And I guess just to kind of round off, and maybe this is worth talking about another time as well, but what do you think about sort of keeping it consistent in your marketing? And because that's the big thing in exercise, isn't it? Like we said, if you pick something to keep you fit and healthy, it has to be something you can keep up, and you have to do it regularly to see the results, So how does that sort of apply to marketing as well?
Totally the same. It's the same as everything. It's like dog training even, People will often say, well, I tried that with my dog, or I tried this and it didn't work. And so you ask, well, how long did you try it for? I tried this. I tried going to the gym. It didn't work. Well, how long did you try it for?
Yeah. I went for a week.
Yeah.
Like,
well, similar thing, Well, I tried sending an email. I tried email marketing. All right, okay. How long did you try it for? A couple of weeks. Okay. How many people have you got on your list? Well, 7. Well, there's, if you're going to do something like that, you need to be growing the list and emailing it regularly. You know what I mean? It's no good emailing a tiny list of a dozen people regularly. You have to be growing it. Do you know what I mean? It's like so yeah, the consistency is everything, isn't it? The more you do of something, the more chance as long as it's effective what you're doing, the much higher the chances are of having any success. And it's like me with starting the exercise with the bike. Getting out on the bike was because I knew I would enjoy that. And you have to kind of, it's good if you can find something that you enjoy doing with your marketing as well. And there's lots of different things that you can do. You can write, you can speak, you can record audio stuff. You can speak in person. It's like there are, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. You can find ways to best harness your skills to communicate with your audience and build a tribe and stuff, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like you say, it's just about playing to your strengths, really, isn't it? And yeah, if you're great on camera, fantastic. Probably use video. If not, something like email. There's 1,000,001 ways to.
Yeah, and get good at it. Don't try and spread yourself too thin.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So that's it for today. I should probably go to the gym now.
It's me too.
On that note, God. Bombshell. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next time, Alex, but I have a feeling that we've got a boot camp coming up. So maybe we'll talk about, or maybe we'll do another live from the Poodle to Pitbull Pet Business Dog Trainers Boot Camp.
Yeah, that was good. No, it was cool last time doing that question time style, wasn't it? And getting some questions from the guys.
We'll maybe do something similar to that again.
Fantastic.
And if anybody wants to check out the Pro Dog Walkers Academy, which I've mentioned before, you can go to growyourpetbusinessfast.com/PDWA and you can hop on board. Yeah, you can hop on board if you're a dog walker. It'll transform the way that you run your group walks. It'll take you from having a chaotic group of canines to having a really safe and stimulating group walk that you can ultimately charge more money for and enjoy doing. So that's something else that we've got on offer this week, Alex.
Fantastic. Love it. Good stuff.
That's it from me.
That's it from him.
See you next time.
Ta-ra.
Remember, peeps, if you like what you hear and you want to learn more from the UK's leading and most controversial pet business coach, then go to www.growyourpetbusinessfast.com now.